15 signs you are not ready to be wealthy. It is fantastic to see you again for another thrilling financial motivational video. But you might not have as much fun this time. We are going to call you out on some actions you might take that deliberately impede your ability to move forward in 5. Not everyone is prepared for financial success, and there is a solid reason for that. We will look at actions, routine, habits, and general lifestyle. So let's get started. If you can relate to this video, a warning sign should appear in your head suggesting that perhaps a change is necessary. But only if you want to be successful financially. Money isn't easy to acquire by. It requires more work than you might realize. It insists that you change and become something else, to be more knowledgeable, to work more, and to make sacrifices that you might not be ready to undertake right now. If you are new to our channel, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and like this video to help improve our YouTube algorithm. Here are the 15 signs you are not ready to be wealthy. Number 1. You have no savings. If you are unable to set aside 10% of your salary now, even if your income doubles, you still wouldn't be able to. Either you are presuming that your lifestyle will remain the same if your income quadruples, but that is not typically what happens. People who live off all they earn typically alter their lifestyle to fit their income level. Test it out on your own and observe the results. Analyze your spending from the last 2 weeks to identify any unneeded costs. We promise that you will find more than 10% wasted on goods you didn't really need or want. You simply followed the flow. Number 2. You scheme to get rich quick. Real wealth is built in time. It takes brick after brick to put together a decent wall. You frequently imagine what it would be like to suddenly find yourself in possession of $1 billion, what it might be like to win the lottery, or learn that a long-lost relative has given you a large sum of money. Those who are going to become wealthy in the long run don't spend time on wishful thinking. They instead go to work. In contrary to everyone else, they are progressively becoming wealthy. It will take years, and in the beginning, you wouldn't notice much change. But with time, things start to take shape, and before you know it, they are exponentially multiplying, leaving you in the same position, expecting that the universe will grant you your wishes rather than making an effort to obtain them. Number 3. You are waiting for the right time. Another common error is this one. Before acting, they wait for the right moment and for everything to be just right. This is essentially the same wishful thinking that we previously discussed. There will never be a perfect moment. Here is a really important fact that most people don't know about. Because perfect doesn't exist and the present permits you to go forward. Now is preferable than ideal. It enables you to assess what is and isn't working. You can change and get better. After all, progress is the main objective. Number 4. You take satisfaction in leading a simple existence. Don't misunderstand us. You should always be contented with the way things are, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't look for methods to make everything better. People will depend on you, and given that your time on earth is finite, why wouldn't you want to make the most of it? Being poor is not noble in any way. Poor refers to your inability to care for yourself in the event of an emergency. Being poor implies that you are denied the same opportunity as everyone else. After fixing everything, adopt a minimalist lifestyle. It is how you triumph. Number 5. You think working hard is the key. Let me put it this way. If success was solely a result of hard labor, coal miners would be the richest people on earth. Building money and wealth and keeping it up needs a variety of skills that most cooperate. Discipline and hard effort are only one piece of that puzzle. Those days, one of the biggest disadvantages you might have is the inability to use technology to your advantage. Even though English isn't your first language, for some of you, you've accepted this technology and have access to the information in this video right now. Your capacity to maintain discipline, inspire others, learn, adapt, and use technology at your disposal will now be important. You must consider all angles. Why not try opening an online business instead of a tiny local shop and sell your goods globally? Simply open a store as a first step and then research scaling options. Number 6. You hate your job. If this had any effect on you, would you please raise your hand? At the very least, does it pay very well? Our best estimate is no. Consider what the hell you're doing with your life once again. Why don't you explore for alternative all the time? You are not prepared to become wealthy if you are aware of this, but do nothing about it. Successful people constantly strive for better lives. They never accept mediocrity or anything less than what they want. Jobs are providing you with food, but the rest of the time you should be working to get away from it. Number 7. You love entertainment so much. How many subscriptions do you have to service that are just for entertainment, such as Netflix, HBO Go, Amazon Prime, Spotify, and others? How much time you waste playing video games and watching uninteresting TV programs? You get to decide how you want to spend each hour of your day. There is nothing wrong with dedicating some time to your passions, but you are spending too much time on them. According to Joe Cole, some people make millions while others create memes. What is the ratio like? You will eventually see some of your friends moving forward in their life, while you are locked in your room unable to deal with reality. People are creating families and happiness. Number 8. Afraid of change. What the fool doesn't understand makes him afraid. Even while change might be challenging, you need to be able to embrace it now and more than ever. Because if you don't, you will fall behind. The world is changing quite quickly, and those who want to cling to the past are mocked by it. Just consider how different our world is from one that existed 50 years ago. You must adapt if you want to survive. If you want to get wealthy, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Observe how the world is evolving and prepare yourself for the future. You will already be waiting by the time it occurs, and the world will reward you. Number 9. Your friends aspire for simple life. Your surroundings are squeezing you. It's been said before, and we will say it once again. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. Surround yourself with people who are pursuing the same aim if you want to be wealthy. They will keep you inspired since you will see them work hard and they can share their thoughts with the rest of the group. You should support one another's development rather than compete with your pals, because you are raising the planet, not one another. Don't criticize your pal if they don't want things the same way you want. This life isn't for everyone, and it might not even be for you if your friendship are more important to you. Number 10. You don't read for growth. We have been strong advocates for reading, especially in this day of constant distraction. There are enough books we have recommended on our channel for you to significantly improve who you are. Most people are unaware that reading can also be a growth environment and that it may be a kind of entertainment. Read for learning, not amusement. Read to better yourself and the world around you. You get direct access to the creations of some of the greatest minds who have ever lived. Books have all the value waiting for you. You may get such value at the lowest price ever thanks to technology. You just need to acquire it. When we collaborated with Audible some days ago, we did so to increase interest in personal development. Number 11. People find you arrogant and entitled. Another indication that you are not ready for wealth is that you feel the world owes you success. You falsely believe that you are superior to everyone else despite having no basis for such a belief. We prefer to judge ourselves based on our intentions, while we tend to criticize others based on their behavior. Think about this for a moment and consider your actions impartially. Be modest, keep your head down, and keep going. Over time, you will realize that the world is finally paying attention, not as a result of how loud you are shouting, but rather as a result of how far you've come from the beginning. Number 12. Your religion looks down on wealth. Every time we discuss religion on our channel, it always raises a contentious issue. More than nearly anything else, this triggers strong emotion in people. But because they are choosing religion despite development and riches, many groups of people are kept down and unable to escape poverty. You will hear in many religions that heaven is not a place for the wealthy, or that if you live in poverty now, you will reap the benefit of abundance in the next life. We are unwilling to take that risk, since money is only a tool and nothing more. A hammer can be used to break your finger, just like it can be used to build a building. Your ability to do good in the world has nothing to do with whether or not you believe in God. According to statistics, the world's poorest individual also tends to be the most religious. These people also contribute the least to the advancement of humanity or the welfare of others. Deadly diseases have been treated by science, not by religion. And we are gradually raising everyone's quality of life with new technology and creativity, not by religion. Do you intend to save yourself, or do you want to wait to be saved? Number 13. You lack multiple sources of income. Everybody's life eventually reaches a point where it is necessary to consider the worst-case scenario. What if you were struck by a car, making it impossible for you to carry on as usual? Would you still be able to care for yourself and the people you love, or would they have to do so? Diversification of revenue streams can help in this situation. Don't, in essence, put all your eggs in one basket. Regardless of how much money you make, begin saving some and look into alternative options. Despite it producing a low return, they are less dependent on you. Investing in real estate, royalties, and other people's enterprise, etc., can all be essential for creating lasting wealth. Number 14. You look to people for motivation. One of the most important inner abilities one can have is this. You will occasionally need to rely solely on willpower to continue on your trip. You must watch out for yourself and be in your own corner. One of the fundamental conditions for success is self-criticism. Disciplining your thoughts and behavior is another. Without a solid attitude, you will never succeed. We have a bad news for you if you struggle to keep focus, exercise self-control, and motivate yourself to continue forward. You are not yet prepared to become wealthy. Number 15. You don't own a product or service that you sell. You are the product or service. Someone is monetizing you if you are receiving payment for your time. The issue with this scenario is that there are only 24 hours in a day, so your maximum pay would be 24 times your hourly rate if you worked non-stop. You wouldn't ever make more money than that. People get wealthy by utilizing the time and labor of others to develop products and processes that can simultaneously benefit hundreds of thousands or perhaps millions of people. If you aren't thinking in this way, you aren't prepared to become wealthy. This is a significant adjustment in perspective. If you are trying to develop the precise talent, you need to be financially successful. Do any of this sounds like you? If you found yourself guilty of any of these 15 signs, let us know in the comments below. Also, which of these are you struggling the most with? Our channel would like to help you by providing you with accurate and useful financial details. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community. And if you're still hungry for more, we handpicked this video for you to watch next. Head over to our channel for more amazing content. Thanks and goodbye.